And that amazing film opens across the country today, and I'm so glad to be joined by director Joel Smallbone, who is an Australian actor and one half of the four-time Grammy Award-winning pop duo For King and Country. With his brother Luke, of course, they have generated over 2 billion in streams, if you can believe it, and received multiple awards and accolades. Recently, he co-wrote and co-directed this film, Unsung Hero, a feature film about his family's immigration to America. Welcome back, Joel.
What an intro, Mark. What an intro. Hey, thank you so much for having me. I was saying off air, I always love talking to our fellow British Commonwealthers. God save the King.
Right? Yeah, amen to that. Yeah, that's awesome. We love having you with us. Now, listen, alongside your illustrious music career, which many of us are familiar, like millions of people are familiar with, you've been writing and acting in other films alongside the likes of Antonio Banderas and others. What was special about this project for you?
Yeah, well, man, this is the definition of a passion project. And I kind of can't believe that Lionsgate is putting it in 2,800 screens across America and Canada and beyond starting today, which is magnificent. But the definition of a passion project because, as you mentioned, it's ultimately our parents' story. It's a story that circles around mums and music and miracles, the local community banding together. Our dad had lost everything on a tour. He was a concert promoter in Australia. He'd lost about $500,000 and we got offered a job. He got offered a job in the States. And so he brought his 6 kids, his wife who's 6 months pregnant, 16 suitcases, halfway around the world, only to lose that job. And so no insurance, no car, no furniture, sleeping on beds made out of clothes. We banded together and we prayed for everything, man. And we saw pretty outrageous miracles. And through that, our sister Rebecca and James stepped into music. And so it kind of chronicles this very dramatic season in sort of our origin story. But more than that, Mark, what I'm so proud of is this is a story about the family. This is not just a story about our mum. This is a story about mums being the unsung hero. This is a story about miracles. And to put that on the silver screen in a day and time like this feels really profound. So we're really proud of it.
Yeah, and I love the fact that you mentioned the faith of your mom, because I know that's a central theme to the film. Talking about family and the importance of family, how has your family managed to keep it together despite differences and challenges that you faced along the way? Because the film just scratches the surface of what it was like for a family of that size to start anew in a country like the U.S.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I have to mention that I play my dad in the film, which I've dubbed sort of a very expensive therapy session, if you will. And so it's all very close to home. But part of the reason I love telling this story, I mean, Luke and I were very young at the time that we moved, but part of the reason I love telling this story is because I think it's some of the characteristics and attributes that we actually picked up during this time as youngsters, picking up the idea of raking leaves and mowing lawns and compromising and collaborating and figuring out how to work together as a family unit, how to fight for each other instead of against each other. Those very things, Mark, we're still kind of practicing today. I'm in a band with my brother. Another brother co-manages us. Our dad is our senior manager. One brother does lighting. One brother's a filmmaker. My sister Rebecca and James still travels with us. And so it's all it's the origin story by definition. It's really how we banded together as a family.
So cool. I love the fact that you mentioned you portray your dad in the film, but this is also a directorial debut of sorts for you, which is super, super cool. And I know you've directed music videos and perhaps other smaller projects in the past, but what surprised you about making this particular film?
Well, directing was one thing that actually did surprise me. I mean, the moment Luke actually came up with the idea of the movie, we told our family story at the King Country shows for years as kind of a child advocacy, pay it forward moment. And we'd always have these people, Mark, come to us and say, hey, you should write a book about this. And Luke would joke that we were homeschooled, so we don't read and write very well. So we'll give you one better. We'll make a movie. And from the moment he mentioned it, I thought, man, that would be really interesting to play dad. Like, I know this man. I've done a bit of acting, like you mentioned. But the directing, the co-directing, and the co-writing, that sort of came later. But it was very actually natural in that if you look at musicians, what do we have to do? We are the writers, we're the performers, we're the marketers, we're the producers. And so in filming, it's all very delineated. But I actually had a really good time getting my hands dirty with it all. And what I'm so proud of too, man, two things. One, the music of this film, from Stryper to Amy Grant to Lenny Kravitz and Seal and Rod Stewart, Michael W. Smith, Jesus Jones, and then to the ensemble that came around the film, like DJ Tanner or Candace Cameron Bure, you know, John Locke from Lost, or Terry O'Quinn, and Lucas Black from Fast and Furious. Just these great actors and great cast members coming around this story because they just believed in it, which is really great.
Well, I have to say, Joel, you guys have hit it out of the park again, and your family is just this remarkable example of gifts, talents, and stories being surrendered to God. And there's no question that He's used your story to impact countless lives, and there's no limit to what He's willing to do when we surrender that story to Him. I want to let our viewers know the movie is Unsung Hero. You can get more information at www.unsunghero.movie. Or the film opens, even better yet, why don't you go watch the film today? It opens across the country, actually across North America and other parts of the world. So make sure you check your local listings and check it out. I trust me, you will be inspired. I've watched the film. And just for the music alone, I mean, the story is incredible. But you're right, some of those great artists that have contributed songs to the Stryper was the best for me, I got to say, Joel. Thanks for
I love it. I love it.
Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me, Mark. And I'll give you one little plea here at the end of this. In music, you have years to promote a project. With filmmaking, you literally have this weekend. And so we're calling today Family Day. It's also, ironically and sort of miraculously, our parents' 49th wedding anniversary today. So a lot's happening. But head to the theaters this weekend if you can, because we want to make family and mums and miracles #1 in North America this weekend.
That's awesome, Joel. You heard it from Joel. Family, mums, and miracles. Make that the great celebration for the Smallbones today. Happy anniversary to your parents. And make sure, friends, you go check it out this weekend. Numbers count this weekend. It opens across North America. Unsung Hero, Joel Smallbone, thank you for being with us, my friend.
Bless you, buddy.